Hey folks, this is Best in Slot. Welcome back to our tracking of the brand new Jurassic film. Jurassic Park 7, Jurassic World 4, Jurassic Blog, whatever the heck you would like to call it. Nothing too major today, but we've got 2 weeks or so worth of set photos, new locations, information about the cast, and as you'll see at the end of the video, we may be getting some very interesting information very soon, so stick around. Let's take a look at what's been happening on the filming of Jurassic for the last few weeks. As per usual, credit for most of these images to x.com/realnewshawaii. They say they're Hawaii based, but they are just fantastic at tracking filming across the globe, basically for many different films, but primarily Jurassic at the moment. So we're going to start in Nai Muang Quarry. This is one of the final places they filmed in Thailand, and the Minister of Tourism for the area came to visit. And there's not anything too remarkable to say about this, but I think environmentally this is very interesting. So if we kind of click through these images here, go to the last one here, you can see it's a very flat, wide open area. So this is the same location where someone snuck in and took a photo of the Parasaurolophus we saw in the other week's video. So it's the only wide open plainsy sort of area we've seen in the entire sort of filming process so far, and it's where the Parasaurolophus is going to be in the film. To me, this area definitely seems like it could be a game trail sort of thing. Got the only big flat area we've seen, and we've got Parasaurolophus, we've got a herding dinosaur, we've got a dinosaur that likes a lot of space to run around in. They then moved to Tam To Luang Cave. Not really anything to say about this, it's just a nice looking cave. It's going to make for some dramatic environments. Caves are a funny thing because it's something that hasn't really been utilised. It feels very prehistoric, right? For obvious reasons, a good cave location. But for whatever reason, it's just something that the Jurassic franchise has not explored in the slightest. Imagine walking through like a dark cave and getting stalked by raptors or troodons or something like that. Hopefully much better than 65 did it, but still. Also slightly interesting, so they did a stand-in casting call. So they're looking for stand-ins, just people who can come in and help set up the shot before the actors actually come in to do the shot themselves. Or, you know, if you're filming them from very far away, things like that. But the interesting bit is this. It says that the applicants should have the ability to swim and be comfortable on a boat. So we can't look too much into the ability to swim, because I think if you're shooting on a boat, you probably hire people who can swim just in case something goes wrong, right? You don't want to take the non-swimming person out onto the boat in case the boat crashes and they die. But it is interesting that this is taking place after the boat scenes we've already seen being filmed. And this is saying July 22nd to 14th of August. Now the main cast has finished filming in Thailand. We'll see that in just a moment. So it looks like these are fill shots, these are distance shots, you know, these aren't stand-ins for the actors in that classical sort of sense, because the actors aren't there anymore, basically. It looks like there's really going to be a lot of material on the boats, on the water, and what we're about to see in a few minutes will back that up quite a lot. There's a really big emphasis on water in this film though, as you'll see as we go forward. And just a small thing adding to that, this is our final Thailand photo. This was posted by Frank Marshall, who's the producer for the film. He's been posting tons of different photos. Nothing spoilery, unfortunately, but lots of photos of the beautiful atmosphere, these misty forests and stuff like that, as they've been working on the film. And he just posted the other day that they finished filming in Thailand. So again, that makes it interesting that these stand-ins are for post-main cast filming dates. But if we zoom in on the left of Frank Marshall's photo, you can see there's a lake or a pond, or probably a lake sort of thing, over to his left-hand side. And you can see stretching, like an apparatus, stretching through into the water. And this is probably a camera rig of some description. Again, suggesting that we're filming in the water, we're utilising the water. I'm not going to say Spinosaurus is going to be in this film, but if I had to maybe place a bet, I would suggest we're an Isla Sorna and there's a Spinosaurus. I'm going to say I'm like 55-45, but still, there's so much focus on water filming so far, and that is not going to stop. So, as I say, with that, the filming finished in Thailand, and the cast has moved over to Malta. And this is where things get a little more interesting as well. So that's Jonathan Bailey, one of the major cast members for Jurassic World 4, Jurassic Park 7, whatever you want to call it. And here he was at an MTV Malta party, just confirming that the cast is indeed in Malta. They're no longer in Thailand. And Jonathan Bailey has been posting tons of Instagram pictures and stuff like that. He's very much like, yes, I'm here now, and now we're over here, and now we're over here. If you follow him on Instagram to keep up to date with like what the cast is doing at any given time. And this is a photo of where they're filming at the moment. Now, of course, Jurassic World Dominion was filmed in Malta. They used the streets, they used the back alleys, they used the underground to do the black market. They used Malta as a city in order to film for Jurassic World Dominion, right? So a lot of people have taken them filming in Malta as a sign that they're going back to that they're, you know, tying in with Jurassic World Dominion. That isn't necessarily the case. If we zoom in on the distance, the far distance on this shot, you'll see a big blue screen. Now that is a recording screen. You know, I think green screens are thought of as the classic, but typically blue screens are used in films. And that is a gigantic blue screen that wasn't there in the past. This has only just been erected, ready for the filming in Malta. And the reason for this is this. During the 60s, someone set up a filming studio in Malta, in Valletta, and the idea was to give them a place to film water scenes using these gigantic tanks. They've got 2 gigantic outdoor tanks, and as you can see in the top left there, they've got a big indoor tank as well for filming aquatic scenes for films. And a lot of major films have been filmed here. Ridley Scott's Napoleon, for example, recently filmed in Malta. And the idea is not to look like Malta. The idea is to use the water tanks to film. Now, the reason you do this in Malta in this specific location rather than any other water tank is because one of the benefits is because they're right by the coast, you can film with like a clear horizon. So basically you can film on the water at these coastal water tanks and give the impression that you're out in the middle of the ocean. So you specifically film in this location because you want a sea horizon, because you want that distance. Now, it's also possible, of course, they just enjoyed filming in Malta last time. Maybe they got like a subsidy from the government, but they are using very specifically ocean horizon water pools. And again, it's just more emphasis on water. It's more emphasis on aquatic filming, and they are definitely filming in the water in Malta. Bear in mind, in Dominion, whilst it was filmed in water, none of the water scenes took place in Malta, right? This film, I suspect, is not actually using Malta much as a city itself. It is using the water tanks. Or it definitely is, but it's whether it uses the rest of Malta as well. We'll have to wait and see. Now, they only moved to Malta a few days ago, so we don't have any further information about what's going on there. But the cast is in Malta, they're filming at these water tanks. There's yet more emphasis on aquatic filming. There are rumours about what this film is going to be about, and they're not that substantiated, so I don't really comment on them. I like to use set photos, and I like to use more tangible things about what we know is going on and then draw my speculation from that. But the current rumours don't, as far as I remember, suggest that there's going to be any Maltese sections to the film. There's no suggestion that they're going to Malta like they did in Dominion. The suggestion is it's all taking place on island environments, it's all taking place in forests, and indeed in lakes and rivers and stuff like that. So I think that's really interesting. I don't know if that is really interesting, but I think it's all really interesting. I love this kind of stuff, as I say. Anyways, that's it from me. Speculate down below, what do you think they could be filming in these water tanks with an ocean view, which would not suggest Spinosaurus initially? That's interesting to think about, I think. I do think this film wants to give a bit of a clean break. I wouldn't be that surprised. I've kind of been banking on it being sauna because of that InGen pump we saw, but it could be that they had a little base somewhere else. I get the feeling this film wants to distance itself a little bit from what's come before. It's trying to be a fresh reinvigoration of the franchise almost. Let's see how it goes. I will, of course, bring you any more information as we find it, but thank you so much for joining me. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you lovely folks very soon. Cheers, much love as always. Bye-bye.